Hey guys, hey Sniper. Hope everyone's having a good day. So, I mentioned earlier, uh, Sheila Patel, who is Ayurvedic medical director for the Chopra Foundation GIA, which is where Chopra now teaches meditation through their organization. Um, hey Longjan, he, sorry, we set a time. Man, I'm so happy I decided to reach out to her. I thought it was a long shot. It's going to be the December 19th. Is a Thursday, 1 o'clock. Uh, so, anyone here suffer from any sleep issues? Anyone here want to improve their sleep? Anyone here want to learn how to turn their sleep into a deeper spiritual practice? Imagine making, uh, for lack of a better term that I can think of right now with a foggy brain, spiritual. Um, Imagine making spiritual progress while you sleep. There's no reason why you can't. It's just another stage of consciousness. We think of it as that deep sleep as lack of awareness. However, awareness itself is all pervading. What it is lack of bodily awareness. We don't have a focus on awareness. So now it's wide open awareness. Long John, how you doing, my friend? Um, so that's big news for me. We got a guest tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Going to be Lloyd Lapp. Lloyd is a longtime practitioner of A Course in Miracles. As well, I mentioned this to Sniper earlier today. Um, he's actually sat with some of the pretty amazing channelers, as well as Drune Vallo, Melchizedek. This is a Flower of the Life workshops. Also does rebirthing techniques, rebirth breathing. Kat says, saying hi, I will be out of chat listening. Thank you, Kat. Tip says, nope, I turn my lights off, they go off. But when I'm exhausted, my sleep lets me know. Gotcha. I've never been a great sleeper. It has improved. And then for a long stretch of time, I was suffering insomnia due to my an occurrence of anxiety as well as panic attacks just several years ago. So I've readdressed everything. Sometimes you have to. You need to start over from scratch, right? Let me bring up my desktop here, guys. And then Monday we got Miss Flipper. I have a guest Tuesday. We're going to talk Course Miracles, healing, as well as non-duality. Non-duality is a thorny issue to talk about in Course communities for some, but I think it's an important subject to broach. Hey, Sue, Bud Files is here. How are you, my friend? Both have their own magic, Tree of Life and the Flower of Life. The Flower of Life, they talk quite a bit about the Merkaba, which has always fascinated me. Some people thought the Merkaba was a physical construct, but it's actually a thought construct, allowing that interdimensional travel through the mind, which isn't really a surprise, as everything is mind, right? So let's see. Lady Sky says she got chocolate chip what? Chocolate chip cookies. You haven't made chocolate chip cookies today. Awesome. I hope they weren't skimpy on the chocolate chips. You ever get a chocolate chip cookie and it has like two chocolate chips in it? You're like, this isn't a chocolate chip cookie. This is a Decorative cookie, not meant for consumption. Man, fresh baked. Is there anything better than a fresh baked chocolate chip cookie? I don't think so. Man, my mom was an awesome, awesome baker. Cookies, pie, cake. She would make up stuff on her own. I mentioned the other day. I mentioned this to Kat. Sometimes, um, sometimes I bring a great deal of focus to my contentious relationship with my mom. How we went back and forth. It seemed my entire life, and I forget all the wonderful, wonderful things my mom done for me. Uh, Talking about apple pie, and she would take the leftover crust from the pie and make this like an apple turnover just for me, nobody else. Little things like that. It shows, you know what? Doesn't matter how many problems we had, how many issues we had, how many fights we had, how many times that she would go days and days and days, mainly due to her own depression. Hey Tom, Dr. Tom is here. Hare Krishna, my friend. She could go days without speaking to me, even as a little kid. Did one thing, you know, wrong, right? And get punished by silence, which is always one of the harshest punishments. Um, it's so easy to concentrate on that kind of stuff, but you can just as easily concentrate on all the wonderful stuff, which I started doing when I was my mom's caregiver with Alzheimer's because I had to. My mom forced me into the present moment because that's where she resided. And I was able to put every single one of our problems aside. When she passed away, and I was thinking about her, some of those issues would come up again. And I would deal with it sometimes with guilt. I push it away. Nothing ever goes away. We can't bypass through life. Hey, Toaster. Let's see. Hey, Glitch. Hopefully, it will be enjoyable tonight. I wouldn't bet your money on it. Hematos, how are you? Fresh baked bread is awesome too. Absolutely. Banana nut bread. Gingerbread ornaments. Hey, sissy. Chocolate chip cookies, not meant for conceptions. Absolutely. You gotta have you gotta have a minimum of 24 chocolate chips per cookie. There should be a per millimeter. How many chocolate chips per millimeter of cookie? The energize is separated with a directional force. The flower is encircling vortex with the Fibonacci. Fibonacci is a spiral. Lady Sai is enjoying the cookies. She's just rubbing it in now. She's got fresh baked chocolate chip cookies. Are they still warm? Daniel, happy Saturday to you. So you can just as easily focus on the wonderful things. So as mentioned, after my mom passed away, those grievances, those resentments began to creep in again. And I don't think I dealt with them very well. A lot of it was guilt. So thinking, well, now my mom's passed away, I shouldn't have these thoughts. The key is to have the thoughts. My mom was a complex person. She was a wonderful school teacher. I mean, wonderful, wonderful school teacher. But that left her somewhat exhausted when she came home and then had to deal with a troublesome child. And that was not my sister. And that was not my brother. And there's only three of us. That leaves only one. That was me. Um, and I wasn't troublesome like in loud and obnoxious troublesome. I was just quietly lost in my own little world that didn't seem to fit in with a larger world at all. I haven't seen Falcon in a bit. Rowena, I haven't seen him in a couple mornings. Maybe like 2 weeks. Hope he's well. Sourdough bread. I do like sourdough bread. I like the thought of making sourdough, cultivating sourdough. The yeast, the culture. Nemato says, it's good. I'm glad you're doing good. Cookies and milk. Vegan milk, right? Oat milk. Oat milk is really good. Did I miss Tiger King? Was he in? Where is he, Tiger King? Oh, there he is. This guy just here, me, Phil, so low to know. What's going on, Tiger King? Carrot says, "What's up, Unc?" Not much, my friend. Glitch says, "Sniper seen you over on Skips' live today?" I did not see Skips was live. Sissy said, "It's true joy to have a sourdough starter." Didn't you say you had to restart yours? Parajat, how are you? Turns out time and thought are both illusions. Agreed. What drew you to that conclusion, though, my friend? I'm always interested in how people arrive there. Marina says, if they do, can you tell him I love him, please? I will. I will. Longjo says, Yogi is a huge advocate of raisin consumption, truly his favorite food. Can raisins even be constituted as a food? They're strictly ornamental. They need no, they serve no function. Have you ever like sat down and ate raisins, and then when someone offered you one more, and you're like, no, I can't. Too full. Too full. I've already had 6,427 raisins. I couldn't eat a one. I couldn't eat a single one more. Now grapes are good. I agree. Grapes, you can get full eating grapes. Long time does not want to cultivate any yeast. If you don't know what you're missing. Sissy says yes, but not yet. Sadly. You're welcome, Rowena. Hey, is everything okay with you? Me too. Latest guy, you and I are on the same page. Hey, Jacob. How are you, my friend? Nematodes is laughing. Project conclusion is never arrive on conclusion. Be present. Be here now, and bow to be forever. Be here and now. The key is just noticing that you already are. Always, one of my very first yoga books, maybe 14, 15 years old. Um, my first one I was about 11, but one of my first uh, ones that felt like extremely meaningful. Ram Dass. Hey, Tantrika. How are you? I have not seen you here in a long time. Ram Dass. Be here now. And I always thought he should have written a sequel. Of course, he did write several more books, but be here now because there can be nowhere else you can possibly be. Thank you for the seal. Bonga says, you love raisins, Yogi? Denial? It's not just river in Egypt. I'm speechless. That's the deep contempt that I have for raisins. I couldn't even come with a funny quirk or comeback for that. Raisins. Um, Assad says, take that back, latest guy. Raisins are delicious. Are raisins really delicious? Do they taste like anything? They when they dehydrate, they deflavorize at the same time. They have yanked all the flowers out, all the flavor out. There's nothing left. It's a dry husk. I've said before, they are the zombies of the fruit field. Let's see. Hey, Wompt. Woods the bear with the Pope. Evan says, "What's up, Evan? That lady you were talking to today is lucky she was not mentally broke. It sounded like she got a bad deal of cards at the beginning of her life. Had a happy ending, though. I know you like raisins." Tantrika says, "I like raisins." But does anybody really like raisins? Again, I think we're conditioned to like raisins. If you thought about it, if someone said, "Hey, would you rather have this plump, nourishing, juicy grape, or I could suck the life force out of it. I could leave it on a shelf for 16 days until it's dried and shriveled up, and then hand it to you, or put it in a cookie, or throw it in an oatmeal, where you might confuse it for a dead bug, because there's very little difference between the two." If someone offered you those choices, you would honestly say, "Yeah, give me one of those." Starseeker says, "I love raisins. The crowd has turned on me." Hey, Estat, Yoga, I've been lowering my sugar intake, and raisins are a good alternative. What would you use? I don't use a whole lot of sugar on anything, but I do eat a lot of fruit. I like dates. Dates aren't dried. Dates are dates. Prunes are dried. I don't eat prunes. I do like dried apricots, but they're big. Raisins, again, raisins, they've been zombified. Longja says raisins equal nature's candy. It can't be, because nature doesn't make raisins. We do. Nature makes grapes. I refute your statement with logic, something I'm not very good at. Tantrika says, "Don't let Eric get near desserts." Yes, it has been well documented. Thank you, Jacob. I I'm good. I can go years without eating a dessert. But when I eat a dessert, I eat all the desserts. I don't eat a brownie. Don't eat a piece of cake. I don't eat a piece of pie. I don't eat one cookie. Jacob, I appreciate that, my friend. How much is one serving of cookies? Cookies, all of them. Pomegranate. Pomegranate is good. The sun dries the grape to become a raisin. Or Santana. Raisins is a way to sweeten something. Ladies guy says, "No dates and prunes, Yogi. Yuck, yuck." Yeah, I'm not a prune person. I do love dates. I have a date every day. Just one. Ezekiel bread. I do like Ezekiel bread. I have a piece of Ezekiel toast every morning. I also like toast, by the way. Plain old toast. Hey, Natalie Rose. Thank you. Um, Eric Lapointe, our friend Eric Lapointe, gifted the subscription yesterday. Really appreciate you being a member. Tantrika is laughing, causing trouble. Seppa said all of them. I agree. All of the cookies is a serving of cookies. One cookie is never enough. Agreed. Unger says, "Yogi, be raising the roof." Don't clip that every time he meals them raisins. Oh, I like brownies. The thing is that, again, I don't eat one brownie. I eat all the brownies. Seppa said third out already. I appreciate you guys putting up with the ads. Parajat says Richard Alpert was a successful Harvard psychologist who explored human consciousness through psychedelics. Feeling that these experiences were temporary and complete, he traveled to India in 67. There he met spiritual master Neem Karoli Baba, whose unconditional love profoundly changed him. Maharaji renamed him Ram Das, meaning servant of God. I was a big fan of Richard Alpert, Timothy Leary, uh, before he became Ram Dass. But I love Ram Dass. I love Ram Dass. Very influential teacher presence in my life. Plain toast. Is it vegan butter? There is vegan butter, but I like toast. I don't need to adorn my food. Plain old toast. I appreciate toast, for the toastfulness. Hey, Betty. Pre-retirement's here and says, hello, my friend. Brady again. Thank you for all your support. Look at that corgi. They need to have a corgi from behind. I don't want to say the best part of the corgi is the corgi tail, the corgi butt wag. But man, that's a fantastic part of the corgi. Pop Tarts, my friend, how are you? Hit the love button, everyone. I appreciate that. Let's see. Dr. Tom says coconut oil and vegan butter. Project says, and the blending of Eastern and Western spirituality and inspiring generations to live with presence, service, and love. He certainly did me. Oh, he returned to the West as a spiritual teacher, shifting from intellectual to devotion, compassion, and inner transformation. His book, Be Here Now, became a landmark guide to mindfulness meditation. It's on the shelf, as well as, I guess, a sequel. Anyway, I was saying, I think his sequel should have been Be Here Now, because there's nowhere else you can be. You are here now. That thought. I am here now. Thanks for the Jacob love, Jacob. Rowena says, thank goodness you're raising yourself to eat more fruit. Yeah, when I first became a vegan, I was almost exclusively fruitarian. The goal was 30 bananas a day. I never quite made it to 30. I think my best was like 27 on a regular basis. That's says there's no ads if you watch Yogi on YouTube Live, rather than YouTube Home. That's a tip for you guys. If the ads ever become too much, guys, let me know. I can modify them. Cypher says you can have all my fruits and vegetables. SS says scroll and yogi. Is minimalism part of your practice? To an extent. Obviously, I'm not a minimalist with books or running shoes. That is the first deer that I've seen. It's a little spooked. It's a spooked deer. Maybe his bye. I'm not interested about this life. Neither am I. That guy on the screen is boring me, man. Hey, Jake. Jake says hi. I'm Jake. Humans eat more bananas than a monkey, they say. What if that's true? I'm a minimalist in the food that I eat, the food that I consume. Um, definitely a minimalist in sleep. I'm a minimalist in my writing. If you ever read anything I write, I strive to be to write of necessity. I don't want to use more words than needed, but I want every word to pack a bit of a punch when I string them together. Some of the favorite poems I've written have only been just a very few words. Paper says to Estrat, I have just what I need. I have no desire for much, just different strains. There's a principle in Hawaiian shamanism. I'm making a wish to always consider the dark side. Every wish has a dark side. You wish to live to be 120 and you make it, but let's say your last 40 years is spent bedridden, ill. You wish to be well off, and it puts you in a tax bracket, bracket that you can't afford, or you realize that it just doesn't make you any happier than you were before. So the better served wish would be, may I have enough? May I be provided for? Project says, when I came to know that I am not a memory or imagination, I was stunned. That was 3 years ago when I was 23. How did you come to that realization, Project? Were you through meditation? I know you are a proponent of self inquiry. Hey, I'd be interested in our friend Bhakta Tom. Um, where has his devotion led him to at this point in his life? Bhakta says, bye to Mimi. Hope you find a positive channel you can enjoy. Hey, Coco. Coco says, hey. Sorry, guys. Making sure my nose isn't running. As you've seen, guys have been showing up for the past couple of days. I've had a pretty bad cold. First one in a number of years. It did squirt some stuff up my nose, and it seems to be helping. Coco, how are you? Pop Tart says, I'm watching Good Morning Vietnam with Robin Williams. What a great comedy actor he was. Sad he passed away. It is sad he passed away. He was a good actor. He was a brilliant stand up, but he was also a really good dramatic actor. As I said, Yogi, I'm not a consumer myself, but how do you feel about cannabis and its attachment to your practice? It was a big help when I was a teenager. It broke me out of profound and deep shyness that is still present, but I'm able to communicate through it. But before, it was difficult for me, quite a bit difficult. It also unleashed a creative streak, quite a bit so, that I didn't even know was there. So it was a presence through my teen years into my 20s when it no longer served any function at all. Didn't make me feel good, uh, did not induce creativity, did not help with shyness, and at worst, it made me extremely paranoid. So I left it behind. A few years ago, I experimented a bit again, different reasons. Um, but as my father got worse, I felt like I needed to be 100% sharp, that I needed to deal with whatever might come up. So I put it behind again. And never picked it up again. And then I started suffering that anxiety and panic attacks. So Dr. Tom says, sorry, I heard my name, but set up at a pop-up market. So I missed it. My apologies. That's okay. I was asking about your path of devotion and where has it led you at this point in your life? How do you feel? What is your devotion bringing you? Natalie says, yeah, I have the next 2 days off work. Awesome. I've been so tired. I really need this. So you're just gonna rest, or are you gonna do anything special? Pop Tart says, me hacking away from a bad cold 2 weeks. Had all my vaccines. It's extra cold and earlier than normal. 4 snowstorms now before Christmas. Yeah, we had just a bit of snow the other day. Project says I was at Kinchodham, uh, Uttarakhand, India, meditating in the mountains, breathing, and having the purest vibes ever in my life. Hey, you don't have to time out Jacob. Jacob's here for support. Jacob hashtags the Jacob love. It helps the algorithms. Jacob's old friend. He's been hanging out with us forever. Wish I could help Jacob out the same way he helps me out. The way he helps out everyone. I realize breathing isn't breathing unless you go to Shantyara, nothingness. Let's talk about that sometime. Getting stuck in nothingness. Dr. Tom says, "Oh snap! How much time do we have?" Well, let's just give a synopsis. Papa says, "Squirrel, what's the most exciting thing you did today?" He's probably up in a tree. Hema says, "Okay, mate. All I see is trolls. Good luck in here." Oh yeah, but yeah, there's a few trolls that come in, but Jacob is definitely not a troll. Jacob knows what he's doing. Like the silly comments and stuff. That's fine. But with Jacob is always on a mission to serve. Semper says, Nematose, each time you see hashtag Jacob Love, he hits like with many accounts. Yep. As you can see, I'm at 31 likes right now with 12 people in the chat. That's that says, hey, Carl. Hey, Carl. Good evening from the train station. How's everything at the train station? Marina says, I heard Yesua doesn't like the numbers. Oh. I don't think he actually particularly cares, to be honest with you. Semper says he helped an old guy with his worn out electric scooter chair. Hard to push this in, so I bet. Rolf says, what kind of mission? It's on a mission to serve people, to help people, to help their channels grow, show some kindness. It's the best kind of mission. Doctor says, my spiritual journey has saved my life. When I found a practice that made nothing but sense to me, the trajectory of my whole life. Um, hey, what how did you discover Bhakti Yoga? Carl says, I'm good at that. I like my new channel. Good, Carl. Hey, Stinkbug. Haven't had to take anyone to the train station lately. I don't think I've ever taken anyone to the train station before. Bus stations, yes. Different meaning. Oh, taking someone to the train station. Um, that sounds forceful. Papa says, Squirrel put put up a homeless friend this week. He had a bad cold. I guess I knew where I got the cold from. He's back on the street now. He went to Knox Church today, had a nice Christmas dinner. It's a good thing he did Pop Tarts. Tom says, I'm retired. I'm a retired turning artist, musician. So to find a practice that sits around to play music for God and not be God, when? Touring. Ah, gotcha. Rita says, believer, Baranush loves health. Syncbook said, guessing you never watched Yellowstone. I haven't. I wanted to. I didn't want to pay for Paramount though. Thank you, Jacob. Hey, there was a post-punk artist band, hardcore. I can't remember his name. I got his book somewhere in the back here. Um, and he became a back to yoga. Wish I could remember his name. I could get up and look at the book, but does that ring a bell to you, Tom? Pop Tart says my Christian friend brought him a new winter coat and a new cell phone. Nice. He got new winter boots from a Aboriginal organization here in Ottawa, capital of Canada. You don't want to be taken to a train station by a cowboy. No, it doesn't sound like it would have a positive outcome. As that says, you'll get there. It doesn't happen overnight. Jesus loves health for his family. I agree, Rowena. Sorry, guys. Papa says it's sad we can't do more for him, but he drinks. It's full too much drama. When he is intoxicated, can only do so much. He has to want to help himself first. You did a lot, though. Sickbook says it means he won't be coming back. Yeah, that's what I sort of gathered. Yes, that's the book. I got it right in the back, From Punk to Monk. Kappa, thank you. It's a really good book. I think I got it right around this time, about 2 years ago. Carl says it should happen overnight. It would be nice, wouldn't it? Project says I read Spirit and Matter. Who wrote Spirit and Matter? That wasn't the quantum physicist, was it? Dr. Quantum? Fred something? Tom, I thought you might know. I thought you might know him. Thank you again, Jacob. Tom says Reichenauth is who hosts Wisdom of the Sages podcast. I mentioned a few days ago. I remember you mentioning that. I liked his music. I loved the book. Pop says, Carl, I think I told you that when I was in Bournemouth, UK in 2016, at the bus station, playing Amazing Grace on bagpipe music all night to discourage homeless from sleeping there. Hey, Sue. Sue, how are you? Uh, Tom says, a phenomenal podcast on YouTube. Check it out. I will. I meant to look it up and I completely forgot. Hey, Tom, what do you think the odds of me getting him up to have a conversation with us? She says, I'm good. Hope you're doing well. I am, Sue. How's the weather up on the river? Carl says, I'm going on the steam train. I love trains, Carl. Marina says, who is in need there in American? Quite a few of us, I believe. Sue's waving at Carl. Yep, Sniper's right. Many. Hey, Tom, let's see if we can make that happen. See if we can get him to come up and hang out with us. Thank you again, Carl. Tom says, don't know, but I can send him a message. He's in India, doing its Sage Retreat. Man, I would love it. Please do. I've reached out to some people I never thought would come up. Um, some people that are considered, pretty big names in Course Miracle circles. Uh, Again, I've reached out to some best authors. Tim Freak. They all said yes. So let's take that shot. Tom, I'd appreciate it. As many of you have seen, my channel's taken a bit of a change the past several months. Just amazing. Just reaching out to people and them saying yes. And some so enthusiastically. The newest one that will be coming up the 19th, Sheila Patel. She works for Deepak Chopra, the Chopra Foundation. She's one of his. She's the head of the Ayurvedic medicine. Teaches meditation. She was one of my meditation teachers. She says, I posted a video coming across the river yesterday. I have a video posting tomorrow of a hawk in a tree with lots of birds in the same tree. Never see that before. I'll be on the lookout for both of those, Sue. I try to make all the videos if I'm able to. Pop Tart says we're trying to raise cash to buy my homeless friend a warmer sleeping bag because the one in the Salvation Army is not warm enough. Hey, do you have a PayPal account on your channel? Environment. Hey, Environment. Many are in want, not so much in need. I think all of us are in some type of. I think we're in a spiritual deficit. We're in a kindness deficit. That's why it means so much to see our friend Pop Tart talking about raising money for a homeless friend. Rowena says, I wish to give two, please. Rowena, you do, just by being here. Very cold in Ottawa. So far, many of my friends have been helping Jason. 53-year-old Inuit Eskimo living on the streets of Ottawa. I've never been that far north. I've been in, well, I don't think I have. I've been in New Brunswick, Newfoundland. Never made it to Labrador. Would have loved to make it to Labrador. Been in Quebec City, Montreal. Hey, Michael. Hey, the yogi. Sorry, I've been absent today. I've been out doing some holiday shopping. That's okay, Michael. Poplar says I do on my channel. All right. I'm going to contribute to the sleeping bag fund. Don't have much, but I do want to help. Have us say, have we are in a kindness deficit? This is a good way to explain what's going on. That's a good way to explain what's going on. I agree. Imagine if we all just decided to be kind. Kenneth Wapnick, perhaps the greatest Course Miracles teacher, when he was asked, could he sum it up very succinctly, the whole teachings of the Course Miracles, and he said, can we just be a little kinder? Huxley, Aldous Huxley, who wrote the Perennial Philosophy, which was a gathering of perennial wisdom from all across the world. Took him 40 years to assemble all of that, to study, to practice. At the end of his life, when he was asked what was the greatest lesson, the greatest practice of all of his studies, and he shook his head, he thought about it, he shook his head, and he said kind of sadly, I'm a little embarrassed to say, after 40 years of study, It all came down to, can we just be a little kinder to each other? Rowena says 250. It's a good solid number. Jacob says, thank you for allowing me to support you, Mr. Yogi. That's Jacob, right there. Have a blessed night. You too, Jacob. That's Jacob. He comes in, he helps. He gives me a ton of thumbs up. He does the gems, and then he says, thank you for allowing me to support. Guys, we're talking about a kindness deficit. Jacob fills it. Jacob is filling that kindness deficit. Hare Krishna, Tom. Thank you, my friend. Tom says, okay, I have to sell some shirts. This market's getting busy now. The sun is going down. Pop-Tart says, I would do a live stream of us buying a sleeping bag. We can raise the money. Anyone know what they cost? I don't. What if you get a discount if you explain what it's for? Who is it for? Thanks for dropping your channel link. I actually got your channel up right now. Hey, do you have a good outfitting store where you are, Pop-Tarts? Sniper says, just when Sue Carl has a new channel. Yes, he does. Thank you, Rowena. Is that a nose? Yeah, I have a stuffed up nose. Pop-Tart says, my PayPal is on there. Or if anyone wants to send a sleeping bag, my email is there too. So sad he can't get a room to rent because she's got no references. Got evicted from Ottawa community housing. Surprise, Canada is not doing more to help the travel people. Sniper says to Rowena, the link above is Pop-Tart's channel where you can help buy a sleeping bag for warmth in winter. Will a date do? Like the fruit date? Canadian Tire usually cheaper. Hey, CBM country. Well, on always. Tiger King says 39 subs, only 11 away, so I can go live there. Awesome. You got this, Tiger King. Yeah, I have a cold. Normally I can shake him off, but my brother works in a hospital and he's been sick. Carl's got a bone to pick with me. I'm not surprised. Pick away, my friend. I can take it. Sickbook says you can already go live if you have a laptop. I didn't know that. So yeah, so my brother brings stuff home from the hospital. I shake it off. He brings something home. I shake it off. But I shook like 3 things off in a row, and then this last one just hit me hard. Thanks for that information, Stinkbug. Pop-Tart says, Yogi, the problem here is the shelter allowance. It's not high enough for people to get a room. They haven't realized it in years. Rooms go from 800 to 1,200 a month in Ottawa. Shelter allowance. Gotcha. Duncan says, hey, the squirrel is capped at 360. Not enough for shelter. No. Tiger King, you want to come up and say hi? The train driver wasn't invited to my panel. I apologize. Deeply so to the train driver. If he comes by tomorrow afternoon, I will put him on directly, but not when he's driving the train. Yeah, I caught it from my brother. Tiger says, thank you, Syncbug, for that. Syncbug will be the train driver. Yeah, we share the house. That's why there's cigarette smoke in the house. And that's why I'm wiping my nose all the time. Environment says it's crazy paying so much money for a shelter. In my opinion, when I've been off the grid almost 20 years. Pop Tart says, I've never seen so much homeless post COVID as you are now. People would rather sleep in the cold Ottawa streets than go to a shelter because of thieves and druggies. That's a shame. Sickbook says, no problem, Mr. Tiger. Carl doesn't have a laptop. Neither do I. Tiger King says, can we start again? Maybe Sinkbug then, please. Sinkbug says, I don't smoke in the house, but I probably bring the smell in. I can put up with the smell. Sucking in the cigarette fumes when I'm working out is no fun. Even worse, he'll do an ashtray dump on a trash can right when I'm in mid-set. Seppa says, off grid is where I'm heading in 5 years. That says, any particular place in the UK? Carl says, you have a computer? I don't. Yeah, I do have a desktop. It was a wonderful gift. This computer has served me well for a long time. I'm thankful for it. I thank it every morning when I turn it on. Does your brother follow a similar yogi philosophy to you? No, not really religious. Although he did go all the way through grade school, first grade to um, 12th grade at a Catholic school. I made it to ninth grade in Catholic school and had the very good fortune of getting kicked out. Popstar says, thank you to any support. We will help Jason the best that we can. He told me he slept in a warm parking spot last night. Hey, Fred. How are you, my friend? That's not, if nothing, anything North Wells, Precious Springs. That smoke issue must have been the source of some interesting discussions. It was. It was a major discussion with a nurse in my father's last days when he was on oxygen, and there was a no smoking policy in the house. And when the hospice nurse came in, she said someone's been smoking. You don't want to be smoking near oxygen, guys. Marina says, "So I'm not tech savvy. 80s child, 70s baby. I'm a 60s baby. You got a postal address?" Tiger King says, "The sniper take it Google." Yes, you can go live on YouTube from your laptop, even with 0 subscribers. As the 50 subscriber limit primarily applies to mobile streaming using YouTube Studio. Syncbug got it kicked out in 7th grade. I made it 2 more years. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, I was doing pretty good there for a bit. Wales, beautiful part of the world. I'd love to go to Wales. Pop Tart says, and the polar vortex is coming to Ottawa next week. Only going to get worse. Unfortunately, people do die in Ottawa from freezing to death. It's very worrisome for us about Jason. Hey, do you think you could bring him back in for that vortex? Duncan says there was once a cinema where smoking was allowed on one side of the cinema, but on the other side, completely pointless. Try telling smoke that. Agreed. The same with bars and restaurants used to have smoking areas. Patricia said wombat. What do you think of that, Sniper? We got a wombat alert. SS says, Tiger King, are you copying and pasting? Pop Tart says, Yogi, get yourself a portable humidifier, mister. I have one here. My apartment is 1970, dry as hell. It's a good thought. I should be over this in a day or two. Tiger King says, 9th of December, is this Thursday or Wednesday, the 10th of December? Come in the state, if any good. Eric, I have a guest on the 10th. Don't know if I have anything on the 9th. Lisa Natali is wonderful. Healer, Course in Miracles student teacher, and teaches non-duality, Vedanta, Vedic Vedanta. And she will be up on the 10th. On the 11th, our friend Julie is making a comeback. She'll be up again. Let's see, Maureen Malden, another course teacher. She will be up on the 16th, and Dr. Patel is going to be on the 19th. I know you didn't ask for any of that, but Tiger King, come on up and say hi if you want. Changes to 100. What's that, Carl? Wombat has become a secret code word here. I don't quite remember how it entered. I know who entered it. It was Tantrika who entered it into the vernacular. That's the proper word I'm looking for. Lexicon. Hey, Mary. Hey, just saying hi. I'm working, but I wanted to give you a like and throw some love your way. Thank you, Mary. Love to you. I hope it's a positive gig day, my friend. If anyone would like to donate, there's a link above to our friend Pop Tart's channel. He is raising funds to buy a homeless friend a very warm sleeping bag. Carl says, I'm not going on Yogi's panel because he's ignoring train driver and Tina. Well, I did say hi to the train driver. I apologize to Tina. Sorry, Tina. I would never knowingly ignore you. SS says, Carl Stinkbug said it gets easier after 100 subs, so keep grinding. Thank you, Stinkbug. They both work. Vernacular and lexicon both work. Why do we need them both? Tiger Kids with my family, so 9th December, free 1025. Be up. All right, we'll see what happens. Poplar says, thanks, guys. My friend David will take us to a Canadian Tire. He has a car. Environment says, not supporting the corruption by not paying tax. Living real. I don't mind paying taxes. I do not want to pay as much taxes, especially property taxes. My house is paid for. It has been for probably 30 years. Grind humanity away by chasing comfort are many. Thank you, Cypher, for dropping that link. So, Environment, are you still off the grid? Duncan says, just for your interests, we cannot automatically stop a Kona from smoking. Simply because you object, you may have legal recourse if the smoke constitutes a private nuisance. Which is, it was a health hazard for me. I did suffer from it. Smoking is a behavior and not a protected legal right, and your right to breathe clean air generally supersedes theirs desire to smoke where they choose when it causes harm. Good night, Carl. There's a window and a big sliding glass door where he sleeps, where he could easily open the door and just blow the smoke outside. Is it ideal? No, but do stuff to help your family, you know? Pop says, where did that go? I apologize about the THF's Boiter Day. You know me, I like to trolls running space in my brain. I don't know if I have a guest or not. I'm always booking them in. Uh, so if we're free, we're free, Tiger King. Natalie says, well, no more 2 days, only one off. What happened? That was fast. Hey, put your boss on the line. Let me take care of this for you, Natalie. I got you covered. Environment says, yes, I'm amazed more people are not off grid living the dream. So for me, I'm slightly off grid and I paid for a home. If I could get these taxes taken care of, life would be much, much easier. I'm not like off grid, like way out in the boonies off grid, but um, society wise, I'm fairly off the grid. Wouldn't mind a trip to the bookstore on occasion. Tiger King says, buy a new Christmas tree. You should do a video of your Christmas tree, Tiger King. I'd love to see it. Papa says I'm not perfect. I still smoke cigarettes. Um, as Yogi knows, quit the booze 36 years ago. Very active for years in AA. Older brother. Carl says the steam engine is getting lit at 4 a.m. What do you mean? Oh, the steam's getting lit. Gotcha. Stepper says to Warina, did you find the link okay? Hey, I made it in an hour. Wasn't sure I was going to when I started. Yeah, I'd be afraid of a space heater in a tent, Pop Tarts. Fireman says I would go down the creek and build cubby houses as a kid. It's great doing that as an adult also. I used to do similar when I was a kid. Let's make all kinds of forts. Conversation fails, they have forever. Um, consider using professional mediation service, the New York Peace Institute. If in New York City, similar services exist elsewhere to help you reach a mutually agreeable solution. Blow smoke out a window. What's up, Dredson? How are you, my friend? How's the workouts going? How's the family? How are the kids? They must be a year, little over a year now. Environment says I talk with many of the homeless when I go to the city, trying to get them off the victim mentality, showing them what's possible. Environment, do you hunt? If all informal effort fails, Phil, you should file a lawsuit against the co-owner in a civil court. This is generally considered a last resort. I'd never considered that. I couldn't do that to my brother, though. Zephyr says, Tiger King is each time you plan in advance, it's not materialized. Best way is use your will and will it into life. Yeah, the best way is just come on up. I don't know, Tiger King. I don't want to make a promise. And as Sniper said, we have promised that spot for you before. I think just, hey, if it's open, come on up. Yep, I don't have Cash App. I wasn't unable to make it work. Only PayPal, safest and cheapest too. Buy me coffee, too complicated. Dritson says, all is well. Thanks for asking. Workouts are on pause as the weather changes. Gotcha. I'm glad everyone's well. Rita says, I click on this, it does nothing. Popto says, Jason used to be a sous chef for former Prime Minister of Canada years back. Still a great cook, but the alcoholism has unfortunately ruined him. No, but I happen to agree with Sniper on this, Tiger King. If the spot's open, come on up. Environment says, oh, I don't hunt. I do eat meat though. What about any foraging? While you're off the grid, do you forage? Sniper says, Marina, type in YouTube search Pop Tarts 421 and then click on the PayPal in the description. He is quite prepared, Duncan. Does not even bat an eye. There have been many requests. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work for us to plan it, Tiger King. I think it's going to be a spontaneous thing. A lot of people are nervous about transactions over the internet. I understand the problem. We're looking for avenues for our friend. Duncan says, I have two brothers, but for me, could not put up with that from them. Do you think they would ever do that to you, though? Sniper says, Tiger King, think of it as breaking patterns. Sniper Bird Gold Boy, it's been with me a long time, Tiger King. I would say, Tiger King, if you examined it, you would see why. I mentioned this before. Sniper has never ever caused issues, drama, concerns. Uh, he's only helped for 2+ years now. Nothing but help. Uh, my channel is what it is largely because of Sniper, because of Eric Lapointe, because of Goldie, um, because of you guys, all of you, all of you. But you know, Sniper and Eric and Goldie, they've been with me for a really long time. When it was basically, hey Joe, when it was basically just me, very few other people. Joe, how are you? Hey, happy holidays. Duncan says legally claims legal claims legally claims including private nuisance, arguing that the smoke substantially and unreasonably interferes with your use and enjoyment of your property, and breach of covenant of quiet enjoyment. Marina says I'm in Australia, have 250 USD hard cash, can post. Do not have PayPal. Gotcha. Plus, Sniper knows my deepest, darkest secret, and he has promised that he will never reveal it as long as he gets to remain the golden boy. Uh, as long as I never say anything negative about him. So, man, he's been holding that over my head. One day, I'm going to end the tyrannical rule. and let the secret out myself. Joe says, so the sniper. Papa says, anyhow, guys, I got to make dinner. We'll be going live around 8 again. Thanks to you viewers in chat. Later, pop by if you want Mark and Gracie Cat Pop Tarts. Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you, seeing Sniper is untouchable for some reason on this channel. Eric, can you tell her what is left to know? I just explained it to you. Sickbook says he doesn't have to do anything. I just want to witness it. Poplar says, Yogi, look into getting a Mister. Thank you, Joe. Joe, thank you so much. Cypher says, so then my lips are sealed tighter than tight. Hey, Hammer. Hammer, how are you? Hammer says, I ran like Forrest Gump. It was sounding like crazy. I got a one for you, Yogi. Man, I would love to see that. Short Seeker says, does the secret have anything to do with giblets and mashed potatoes or mashed peas? Because I probably don't ever want to hear about it if it does. Can't say. I know all of my weird conversations eventually come back and haunt me, much like the wombat comment that was way up above. Sinklick says, oh Lord, not the giblets. All right, according to Toy Pups, it is pronounced giblet. I was corrected by Sinkbug and Family that it's giblet. I looked it up and it said it could go either way, but the preferable way is to say giblet. There's no organic ingredients to this secret. Sickbook says at least I taught him how to pronounce giblets. You did. Tiger King. It's okay. Everything's okay. Pamela says about 2 hours and I'm tapped out. Called my brother and told him I'm tapped out. Told him what road I was on. He said, nah, you want to be Superman? You get home? Headlights turned on 200 feet from me. So he was there. Sickbook said it's not. It's like giblets. Giblets. Environment says many will help homeless to look good in the eyes of others. Many comments show this. Maybe so. As long as they get helped. He had been on the road the whole 2 hours in case I tapped. Nice. It's a good brother, my friend. This guy says, giblet gravy good on turkey and dressing, Yogi? Not on my tofurkey. That would defeat the purpose of tofurkey. And you know what? Tofurkeys don't have giblets. Trust me, I checked. Sickbook says South Alabama farmer can confirm. Tiger King says he was right. Stepper got some thing on you. Knew it. He does. Fireman says do it quietly. Don't advertise. Be real. As long as it helped. Tantrika says I'm going now. Good night. Thank you. One. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the golden corgi. Thank you for the original corgi, by the way, and the skipper key too. Um, but most of all, just thanks for coming in. I did like hearing that, Howard. Bruno says, got it for someone in Nigeria. It was easy to send them Steam cards. Have plenty. Do not do internet banking. Do not need money. Got postal address. Trust mail. Uh, you can have it, Sniper. Maybe wait until our friend Pop Tarts come in again. Good night, Star Seeker. We're going to be closing shop too. Heyman says he's a good brother, but he has to get over his bonds and do things for himself. Don't waste 2 hours on your road in your car waiting for me. I'd be fine regardless. That's why we clash. He's got you back though. I know that you are independent to a fault. That's a good quality too. One of the things that sets Sniper apart, Tiger King, is he doesn't complain. Ever. Not once. Even when he had reasons to complain. I've certainly given quite a few people reasons to complain, right? As that says, Bruce Willis and Yogi have something in common: handsomeness and a love for Christmas. I think he left one thing out, probably one vital thing. Sinkbook says Die Hard equals Christmas movie. Die Hard equals movie that was made with Christmas as a backdrop. Hey, Willie, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, Todd. Happy holiday to you, my friend. Appreciate you coming in. Lady Sky says hi to Todd. Lady Sky will be home in 2 more days now, right? I hope you're feeling better, Lady Sky. I know you got a doctor's appointment. Environment says Tiger is a bit stuck in the victim mentality after a personal loss. Thank you, Tiger King. Tiger King backs me up on this. Not an Xmas film, no way. We're on the same page, my friend. This guy says, yep, on Monday, I'll be back home. Hammond says, Lady Sky and Big Al, hello. I didn't forget your names. Hey, Jory. Thanks for coming in, my friend. So, Tiger King, I know you don't like practicing the three gates, but remember the first one? Is it necessary? Hey, Tom. Thanks for coming back in. So, if I see uh if I see Sniper complaining a lot, I will ask Sniper to mind the gates. How's that sound? The thing is, I'm not asking anyone to do anything. I put it out there. It's a way of being mindful and respectful to people. Three gates. Is it necessary? Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Before anyone says anything, imagine if we had it past these thoughts before they were vocalized through three gates. Is it true? Not do I want it to be true? Do I wish it was true? Do I insist that it's true? But if I really think about it, do I know for certain that it's true? If it isn't, it stops at that first gate. Now, we might let it slip by. Could be true. I'm going to gamble on it. Is it necessary? Not do I want it to be necessary? Not do I really, really, really want to say it, so it has to be necessary? But is it absolutely necessary? Does it help the conversation? Does it help people in the chat? Can it pass through that gate? Let's say for some reason that it does. The clincher, my favorite. Is it kind? Is what I'm about to say kind? As you can tell, not just me, I'm very fortunate that the vast majority of people that come here and hang out put a premium on kindness. So we practice kindness. I've never seen Sniper flagrantly be unkind. I've seen Sniper do some things that people might not agree with, but I know why he's done it. He's done it for what he considers as a top mod, the benefit of the channel. It's hard. I can't get upset with someone who has my best interest at heart. Now, here's the thing, Tiger King. I don't like singling you out, but almost every live stream becomes a centerpiece for this discussion every day. And I always ask you very kindly if we could not do it. If we could just do something else for the benefit of my channel, for you being my friend, if we could just have maybe string some live streams together where we didn't talk about this, where we didn't have complaints and grievances. As my friend, if you like my channel, because I mentioned before, you know, it has not been helpful to my channel. I support you as a friend, so I would ask you to support me as a friend. I wish we could make that deal. Tiger King's my friend. I like Tiger King. He's always welcome here. Um, I just wish that he would help me. Hammer says, I've been a war yogi. I don't think there will ever be peace. They say, sharpen the mind, body, spirit, and soul. And for the longest, I thought mind, body only. I've changed my mind fully. You're a good man, Hammer. You are a truly good man. I appreciate the time that you spend here with us. Uh, you become someone that I admire and care a great deal about. So we're going to wrap up in just a minute. To be honest with you, Tiger King, Yogi could be having guests on December 9th. I'm not sure when I'll be able to sing. Hopefully next Friday, the 12th of December. But it's up to Yogi to want me up to sing. As long as there's free time, you always got a place to come up and sing. Hammer says, we all done things others don't agree. I've killed people and watched my friends die for a paycheck. I sleep with that every night. We've all done things that are changed the sleep pattern. Hey, I have a guest who's going to help with sleep on the 19th. As I said, I agree. Sniper has wisdom, and I'm always happy to listen. It's okay, Willie. Tiger King says, okay, that deal, Eric, help you, okay? Thank you, Tiger King. I knew you would. You're a good person. You're a good friend. Tom says, Tiger King, you can block whoever you want from the chat, so you don't have to engage with them. Use it. Merry Christmas, Fred. Fred's another one who just comes in and supports and supports and supports. I appreciate you so much, my friend. Sinkler says, I would sing, but I don't want to scare anyone away. We've heard you do the throat. What's it called again? Environment says, the depth of truth and honesty, prefer over someone being nice. I think when we get to the depth of truth and honesty, we find that kindness is ever present. We got to go through facade, through facade, through facade. And when you get there, when you get to rock bottom, you find kindness. Always there, always present. Thank you, S. Dot. Fred says, if you're enjoying the stream, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Well, 50 subs, 50 thumbs up. Let's see. Willie says, Yogi, can you share who is in the 4 pictures in the background? Yes, Jesus, Krishna, Babaji, the immortal yogi, Paramahansa Yogananda. That's more than 4, right? Okay, I don't think Babaji is there. It is Jesus, Krishna, Yogananda, Yugatrash, and Mahari. Sri Mahari, who was, I know I'm pronouncing this wrong, by the way, Paramahansa Yogananda's gurus, his guru and his guru's guru. Pretty sure Babaji is there too. Actually, Yogananda is not there. It's the, let me start over again. So it's Sri Yukastar, Maharaji, Babaji, and Krishna. There we go. I have. I did way, way, way back in the day when they did mail order through the actual mail. And I do recommend Autobiography of a Yogi. There's Paramahansa Yogananda right there. You see a photo up above next to that blue book. It's a photo of my father in his naval uniform in 1945. Tail end of World War II. You did do it on stream with me. I still practice aspects of it, but not all of it. So, Rowena, it's not so much that the free world is fearful. It's actually dangerous to my channel. Fear is desire, they go hand in hand. So, Rowena, you don't want to hurt my channel, do you? You don't want to get me in trouble with YouTube. I don't even remember that. That took months to learn. I normally have to warm up. You hit it 3 or 4 times, and it kept getting better each time. You understand what I mean by that, Yogi? I struggle with that. My struggle is with God. A mafia hitman goes to prison for life, then hell for his sins. The government paid killer gets awarded and goes to heaven. I want to give you a perspective. I'm starting to fade, guys. My cold is, the medicine's wearing off a bit. A perspective through A Course in Miracles. People always ask, why did God create such a miserable world? Why did God create a world of starving children, homeless people, cancer, warfare? criminals, political discord, neighbor against neighbor? The answer is God did not create this world. God has nothing to do with this world. This is the world of the ego. God does not deal with the ego. The ego is, we're going back to fear. As a friend Environment was pointing out. The ego is the acronym for an ego edging God out. It's belief that we are this small separate entity floating through time, space, located in a body. And that's all that we are. Limited. Here for a set period of time. Let's cause as much trouble as possible and leave it as a hellhole. Leave it as a hellhole behind us. What's in it for me? George Harrison wrote about it and on Let It Be. All through the day, all through the night. I, me, mine. I, me, mine. That's the ego. What's in it for me? I will forgive you when I think you're ready, when you deserve it, when you've hurt long enough. Through the goodness of my heart, through my grace, I will forgive you. That's the ego. However, we are not ego. Ego is that false aspect of the mind that represents the physicality. We also have, the Course calls the Holy Spirit, but you don't have to. You can call it the Tao, Buddha consciousness. That is the voice for God that is also represented in our mind. So we have created a world through the aspect of the ego. This is what we get. Do you want a better world? We have to change our thinking. We change our thinking through practicing the radical practice of forgiveness. It's radical because we're saying what you did to me didn't actually happen. Because that's the world of the ego, and I'm not looking at the ego any longer. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. My nose is running. I don't want to, no one here needs to sit here and watch me wipe my nose continuously. Hey, toy pups. I hope it was a good day. Hey, unicorn. So, an illusory world made by the ego. And you can't look around and say, really, it really sucks. It's a painful world we live in, right? Change your thoughts. Thank you, Sync Bug. Let's talk when you feel better. I'm hoping by tomorrow. Yep, you don't have to show your face. Tiger King, I can't make any promises. If we're open, Bhakta says Kali Yuga. So Course in Miracles takes it even one step farther. Even the thought of an illusion is an illusion. Even the thought of Maya is Maya. Thank you, Willie. So Willie, if you get Autobiography of a Yogi, let me know. I can dig out my old lessons of Kriya Yoga. More important than the lessons was the lifelong love of yoga. All aspects of it that it instilled in me. Much know if you got guests. As of now, I don't have a guest. I have reached out to a lot of people and they, it trickles in. All right. Drink your water. Back to the Vedas, says Parajat. Always. Thank you, Environment. Thank you, Willie. All right, guys. Love you all. It is on Audible. Yep. I just redid Audible because it was on still 99 cents a month for 3 months. And then found out my browser doesn't support it, and I don't want to download another browser. I could do it on my phone, maybe, if I have the space. All right, guys. I love you all. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you, Parajat. I appreciate you and all the information that you bring us. I will pencil you in, my friend. If no guests, come on up. Roddy, have a great evening. You too, my friend. Love you guys.